Hi, my name is Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel, and today I've been planting the leeks. So leeks have gone in after the broad beans and obviously cleared the broad beans, and then once I'd cleared it weeds, I put some seaweed meal down and some Marshall's organic extra. I think it's kind of desiccated cow manure basically with composted with seaweed, so even more seaweed. And we're big on seaweed because we really like all the micronutrients in that. And then mulched it with spent mushroom compost. Unfortunately, we've had maybe an inch of rain in the last week, so the ground was really nice and moist, so that was good. And yeah, I couldn't video any of it because the guy was cutting his hedge, so it was way too noisy. But basically what I did was, on 8-inch centres, I planted I put holes in with my old fork handle, and I sunk that down about 8 inches. So it was 8 inches centres and 8-inch holes. And then I got the leeks, which are grown in a really big container. And growing them in a nice big container is absolutely key, I think, to growing decent leeks. Obviously you can grow them in the ground as well, but I like to do it in a big container because I can bring them inside, either in the polytunnel or conservatory or whatever, if there's a real cold snap, because leeks don't really like it if it's going like warm, cold, warm, cold. They tend to run to seed later on in the season. So yeah, reasonably warm temperatures for those leeks. And now, I mean, people say pencil thickness, but it's pretty tricky to get a great big container full of leeks all at pencil thickness. But anyway, the biggest ones were pencil thickness and the rest were a bit smaller. The camera's just about to collapse on me. And then, so I took them out the container, stuck them in the bucket, and basically washed with a jet of water the roots away, the soil away from the roots. And then there was a lot of root mass on those leeks. So I took advice, and basically where it seemed to make sense, I trimmed the roots, and I put photos in of that. But where the root mass wasn't that great, I just left them untrimmed. So I didn't do it sort of consistently. I didn't trim them all to an inch or anything like that. Just looked at them, and the ones that had a lot of root mass got trimmed and the others didn't. And then when I put them in the holes, I twist them as they're going in, and that just swirls the roots into the hole a little bit more successfully. And you can feel it when the leek gets down to the bottom of the hole. It's important it gets right down to the bottom. So that gives you a really beautiful long 8-inch shank that's going to be white. And if you mulch around that, you can get it even longer, of course, the shank, so even better. So that's pretty much it. I did do slightly different, because I had quite a bit of ground that I dedicated for the leeks, and I only had 63 leeks to plant. So I altered the spacing a little bit because I was interested to see whether I'd get different sized leeks depending on the spacing. And because I've planted them so deep, I did leave a little bit of space in between the rows, so I put them in double rows with a decent space in between, just so I could get a fork in, just to loosen the ground. Because I was just going to plant them all at 8-inch centres, but then I realised that it might be a bit difficult to get access to them for extracting them without damaging adjacent ones. So that's pretty much it. I was really pleased with the leeks. They grew really well, and it's a nice batch planted. A bit hot today for them, but needed to get them in. So that's the end of the leeks. See you soon.